Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm literally shook that I've hit 10k on YouTube. Like, I never even thought this day would come. And I know a lot of people like say cringe shit like that all the time, but for me, like, I just never thought I'd see myself grow on YouTube because it was never an intention. So I never really, like, obviously I've always thought, oh, it would be nice to hit like a goal and reach more people and expand my little community that I've made online, but I like just never thought that it would get to this point. So yeah, thank you very much for anyone who supports me. He sends me lovely messages, always watches my videos, just supports the content that I create. And yeah, I've got you guys to thank for it more than anything, because if you didn't watch my videos and support me, I wouldn't be in this place that I am right now. I'm very lucky to have such a lovely group of people, and the positives always outweigh the negatives on my channel, so that is perfect. That's all I need in life. So, today I thought I would do a little bit of a story time, because I don't think I've done a story time since I first started my channel, like a proper story time. I've done one when I was so young. It's actually when I first started my channel. I think I was 16, and I was talking about my experience with a psychic, and that was crazy. I think it's still on my channel. I don't know if I've privated it or anything, because I literally look horrific. I'm not confident at all. I just don't sound great. I keep going like da da da. And yeah, I just found myself really irritating in that video, even though it was a good video, like the concept of it and explaining my story. So I thought I would do a story time about my sleep anxiety and sleep paralysis and all things dreams. I don't study psychology, I don't really know anything about psychology, so I'm just speaking from experience, things that other people have told me. So please take everything with a pinch of salt, because I'm not a trained professional. Like, this is just what I've heard and looked into and shit that's happened to me, you know. So I have always been like quite a vivid dreamer. Like, growing up, on average, I'd say I dream at least 6 times every week. As you can imagine, I would always be dreaming, good and bad, like a mix of everything. And growing up, I would always have really awful, I don't know what the name of this is. Some people say they're lucid dreams, some people say that it's the REM state. And you like wake up in your sleep and you still see stuff. Like, I actually don't know what this stuff is, so I would really appreciate if you guys commented, any of you that are really clued up in this whole dream world, sleeping, psychology, then please do let me know. But yeah, so I would wake up in the middle of the night and I would see things in my room, see people, objects would be talking to me, a lot of crazy shit. And obviously I know I was a kid at the time, and I probably started these vivid dreams about 9, 10, when they started like really affecting me and affecting me sleeping. And for those of you that don't know, my room is downstairs, so it's like quite a while away from my parents' room and my brother's room, because it was like in the converted garage, so I always felt a bit vulnerable, and I still do, having a room that's downstairs. There would be recurring dreams, like they'd happen frequently. Sometimes there would be different people, sometimes it would be the exact same thing, and it would be horrifying. Like, there were times where, there were some nice times when I'd wake up and there would be like an old woman on the end of my bed, and I really recognise her, and I don't know anyone in my life that I don't recognise that was old. Like, so I'm assuming, I don't know, I like to tell myself it's like my great nan or something, but I used to see this woman on my bed. Like, she's the one that I saw that I've seen the most recently, but it's like within my dream, but I'm in my room. It's not even like within my dream in my room, like I'm actually awake, like I've woken up in bed and I can see like a woman. But obviously now I'm fully aware that I'm in like some weird dream phase. Like, I don't know what it is, but I don't remember actually like moving my body, but I know that my eyes could move around and look around the room, and I am awake, if that makes sense. Like, obviously I'm not fully awake and fully conscious, but I am in my room. Like, it's not a dream within my dream of me being in my room, if that makes sense. I'm so shit at explaining, sorry about this. But yeah, there was like really cute ones, like nice ones like that, where there's an old woman at the end of my bed. She doesn't say anything, she's just smiling, just like staring at me. Sort of a bit weird when you say it like that, but she was like a nice little woman. And then I'd have really vivid dreams. I haven't even told my parents this, but like I'd have dreams where like one of my this is awful, it makes me feel really freaked out, but like I was probably 9 when I had my first dream, and my dad was like hung at the end of my bed, and that like obviously is a very traumatic image for a 9-year-old, 10-year-old, and that would happen quite frequently as well. And I don't think I'd ever explain those ones because I felt uncomfortable. I still do. Like, I don't really want to say to my parents, like, do you know what I mean? That's not really something you bring up. But yeah, so I'd have really like terrifying dreams, and I think that really affected my mind around nighttime, sleeping, the evening, darkness. I spent quite a lot of my childhood like going up to my parents' room and being like, I can't sleep alone, like someone's gonna have to come downstairs and sleep with me. So my mum would come and sleep in bed with me downstairs, or my dad would come down to my room, sleep in my bed, and I would stay in the room with my mum. I'd be so terrified of going to sleep. Like, I would be so worried to go back and the same thing happen again. Like, I just have been always so scared around sleeping, and it's only in the last year that I have finally like been able to fully switch the light off, be in complete darkness, and not overthink everything. I always think that someone's gonna smash the window and take all my stuff or kill me in my sleep. Like, I have really like irrational fears when it comes to sleeping. Like right now in the daylight when I'm filming, I'm like, really? Like, you think that's gonna happen in the night? But then every single time in the evening, like, it would go through my mind and mind and mind, like someone's gonna kill me, someone's gonna take my family, someone's gonna steal all my shit. Like, I would just have really crazy irrational fears. I never really saw anyone about this because of what's the point? Like, I'm not going to take up a GP appointment to say I'm scared of sleeping to the doctor, so I guess I've just had to work on it myself. And I guess I have come a very long way. It's all these dreams and like crazy sleeping patterns, but this literally carried on all of its way up till sixth form. Like, I was literally 18 and I was like, I don't want to sleep alone. Like, even at uni, I've had to go to Hattie and Megan's room and sleep with them because I have been scared to sleep. And I, like, obviously to some people would be like, oh, grow up, like, what's wrong with you? But I've always had it. Like, it's been with me throughout my whole life, and I'm not really ashamed to say it because, like, what can I do about it? Do you know what I mean? There's no point in beating around the bush. I'm sure there's other people in the world out there with really irrational phobias that they feel uncomfortable talking about and not many people go through. But yeah, for me, I've always been terrified. Like, my friends obviously are really understanding, my boyfriend as well. That's why whenever I'm with my boyfriend, I find so much comfort, like, going to sleep, because I know that I'm with someone. Like, if I'm with someone else, all the fear seems to like go away. So it's always been something that I've wanted to work on, to be able to like sleep in my own room in the darkness, not worry about anything. And obviously I think exams, other things in my life have also triggered like fears and worries, which is why I stopped. Like, I used to really enjoy horror films, but then I just decided I couldn't, because every time I'd sit in bed, that's one of the things I would overthink about, because I'm a child and my brain works like a child, and I just get really terrified when it's dark. Actually, it's not so much dark, it's just like going to sleep. And I don't know, I haven't seen anyone about it. I've never really spoken about this at all with anyone like this openly and this, like, at this level, which is so weird because I'm obviously putting it online and a lot of people think that's really weird, but I feel exposed my story to a plethora of people all across the world, and someone might relate to me or give me some advice or tell me a little bit more that I didn't know about anything that I'm saying so far. So that's like a little overall scenario of what happened. There have been two major instances that I'd say really affected them as I grew up, like since I've been 18. Me and my boyfriend went to Greece in 2018. I think it was 2018, yeah. Me and my boyfriend went to Greece in 2018, and he had a night terror. Loads of people are like, it's a lucid dream, but I swear lucid dreams mean that you can't move your body and you're like paralysed, or is that just sleep paralysis? Like, I don't actually know the difference between all of these because I get confused every time I read up on them. But yeah, like, even just reading up on them, it gives me a bit of anxiety, so I think that's why I haven't properly researched it and gone into depth. So yeah, if anyone can give me some like nice, helpful advice without me freaking out, that'd be great. But yeah, so we were in Greece. It was the second night or third night into the holiday, and my boyfriend, I woke up to turn the telly off because the noise was really pissing me off, and as I went to grab the remote, my boyfriend woke up, and apparently he was in REM state, which a lot of people have told me. It was when I uploaded a story time actually about that whole experience, and basically my boyfriend woke up like he was moving, he was as if he was awake, which is why it terrified me so much. Like, he bolted upright in his bed and started like screaming in my face and was like saying that I was on fire, and because I was like sleepy, I'd just woken up, like I could have been on fucking fire. Like, I had no idea what was going on, and having someone that I trusted and loved and like, you know, go into a weird state that I've never seen them in, it really freaked me out. And like, obviously I already have this anxiety around sleeping and, you know, a lot of discomfort around sleeping and nighttime. So he was like getting up and like screaming. He was like looking in the mirror and he could see weird things on his face and stuff, and like he was in some weird sleep mode, paralysis, lucid dreamy phase, and I was terrified. Like, we like flew home early because neither of us could sleep. We were both so scared to sleep, because it was like quite a dramatic one. Like, I've had similar stuff that happened to Aiden to myself. Like when I said I could sit up and see people in my room and see my objects talking to me and things, like I'm fully aware of that. But I think the fact that he was like screaming in my face, I just felt so scared and uncomfortable, and like because we were in a foreign country, I didn't know what to do. So we did come home early, and that really affected me, and I was in a really bad mental place as well at that point. I feel like if that happened to me now, I'd be strong enough to overcome it, but at that time I was so down. Like I was almost at the point of where I was really depressed, so it really negatively affected me. And obviously I couldn't even sleep on my own for ages. I was scared to go to sleep. Like me and my boyfriend had to not be in the same room together for ages. Like it literally really affected us. Not obviously affect our relationship, but like it affected our relationship in a way. So we had to have some time apart. And then later on in the year, in November 2018, me and my two best friends were walking home from a pub quiz. I think it was about 8:30, 9 o'clock, not late at all, and we got followed home by someone dressed in a huge clown outfit. They were about 6'3", 4", like really tall. He had one of those like big jester hats, and he was following us all the way home. We didn't realise because we were just chatting, but we could hear like footsteps behind us, but we didn't look because we weren't thinking about it. We were just chatting, having a nice time. And as we got to our front door, we turned around, there was this huge clown, and we had to slam the door. I had to call the police. Another story time I've actually done is on that, because those are two massive things that really affected my mental health and affected like my just anxiety in general. So I will leave those down below in case anyone was wondering about those. Those two massive incidents in 2018 really affected my sleep, so I had to start working on it from then onwards to try and improve it and make myself sleep better on my own. Me, Megan and Hattie were traumatized by the situation. We slept all together for a few nights in Hattie's room. Like we were so scared to go to sleep in case because this guy knew where we lived. We didn't know if he had an agenda or if he was just doing it out of like fun and for a laugh with his mates. We didn't know the intention behind it. We don't know who was behind it. So that was obviously playing on all of our minds, and it played on my mind for months and months and months. And yeah, I've always had this like fear of sleeping, and maybe that's what's turned me into a night owl. I'm always awake until the early hours of the morning because I am too scared to sleep, and I have to stay awake until I can really drop off and like knock out sleep. You know, when you're so tired you can barely keep your eyes open. That's what I have to do most nights, or used to have to do most nights to try and get to sleep, because if I was just sat there and I was still a little bit awake, I would just go into overdrive thinking mode. Like my head would be all over the place thinking about all the possible awful scenarios that could happen to me whilst I was asleep. I always felt like I was going to die in my sleep as well. Always had this really irrational fear, and I don't know what I've done to make it better. Maybe it's because I've started, like, this sounds so stupid, but I actually have started like yoga and meditation. So I do it in the morning and evening, and the evening ones I literally do just before I go to bed, like a little meditation routine. I listen to Yoga with Adrienne on YouTube, and she does lots of free meditation videos, which is amazing, and it really helps me to drift off and meet a really calm place in my mind, which is something I never thought I'd say. I used to think meditation and yoga was bullshit. Like, I'm not gonna lie, I thought, oh, fuck off, like that's not gonna do anything for me, and like how is something like that gonna do good for my mind? But I was completely wrong. Obviously it's not gonna work for everyone. I'm pretty sure a lot of people, like, I used to try and do it when I was younger and it didn't work, but now it really calms me and soothes me and brings me back to earth. Like, it grounds me. It makes me just think very rationally, and I think that might be the reason that I've been able to sleep normally again. But if anyone else has any tips on this, I just thought I'd create this video. Hopefully there's some people out there who don't think I'm really weird and kind of understand where I'm coming from. But I think it's just a lot of it has come through my vivid dreams as growing up, and also when I went on my anxiety and depression medication. I'm on sertraline if anyone's wondering, and I have done story time on that as well, so I'm going to leave that down below. I'm plugging myself throughout this video. I'm so sorry, I didn't intend to do that at all. Yeah, I am on sertraline, and one of the major side effects was vivid dreams, and I was like, oh, I'm used to those, they're fine. But these are just crazy erratic dreams. Ever since I've been on sertraline, every night without a fail I have some wild crazy dream. Well, actually no, that's a lie, because sometimes I have dreams are so realistic, they're really vivid, but they are so realistic, like as if I've woken up, gone and got breakfast, start eating at the table, like making myself a nice coffee, and like come back into my room to edit a video, and then I'll wake up and none of that will have happened, but it really seemed like I did get up and do all those things. Or I'd used to have them in my uni house where I'd go down and tell Megan my crazy dream that I had in the night, but I'd actually just drifted off to sleep. and I'd wake up and be like, did I go downstairs and tell Megan about my dream? And then it would happen again. It would repeatedly happen as I drifted back off to sleep. So yeah, sertraline made my dreams wild, but it's really nice and reassuring knowing that there's a reason behind the dreams in a way. Like, I just thought I'd share this story. Hopefully it makes other people feel a little less uncomfortable sharing any of their phobias and stuff with their family, with their friends, opening up. It's always a great thing to do. My DMs are always open on Instagram. I try to reply as soon as I can, but yeah, obviously at the minute I'm a little bit cooped up with uni work and my final year exams, so I will try and reply ASAP if anyone does want to chat about their phobias or anything they've got going on. I also have a podcast with 4 of my girls from uni. We talk absolutely everything. We talk a lot of student life, and then we also talk like about girl dilemmas, advice, our favourite TV shows. It's just a really nice light-hearted space. It's called the S Word podcast. So if you wanted us to dedicate an episode maybe to phobias or things that you've been scared of growing up, and we can give our tips and advice or things that we might do to help you out or whatever, then definitely go check us out. And yeah, thank you very much for watching this video. I hope you don't hate me or think I'm weird after this, but it is the truth. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you very soon for a brand new vid. Bye!